Welcome to this money cleanse. My name is Denise Williams, your financial success coach. In this 7-day money cleanse, we're going to release money blocks created by 7 layers of scarcity thinking without stress, fear, or anxiety. Whew, sometimes we get into scarcity thinking and we're spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and things are not going our way financially or in other ways. And we reach out to people. I know I did. And I remember when my career in banking was really at a low point. And I reached out to people who was so generous in advice that made things worse. And yet I couldn't see that they were making things worse for me, making me more depressed, making me more anxious, just making my life horrible. And in that regard, as I looked more into researching scarcity, researching why I made particular decisions and why my clients make really awful decisions with their money and are encouraged by the people around them to make not fantastic decisions with their money. One layer of scarcity that screamed was social scarcity. You think, oh my God, what's that? Social scarcity? Yeah, it is a real thing because we've been so trained to think of scarcity as just no food in the fridge or not enough money in the bank or you spent and maxed out your credit cards. That's what we think of scarcity. We don't think about the layers of scarcity. But in my experience, having my banking career, go through a horrible time in my career as a mother, which I am mom in chief, and that is like my best job. And in a time when that was in the most stressful time, my son was sick, and there's so many things were happening, which again impacted how you spend money. I didn't understand, which I do now, and I'm so happy to share with you that social scarcity is a real thing, and it really looks at how well you fit into social groups, and it depends on your values. So, what had happened to me was that I was talking to people about my career who didn't share my values. I was talking to people who about my son with special needs who didn't share my values. And so I wasn't getting the kind of help to move me forward. Okay. And so here's the thing, your mind, this up here, it is a subjective map. And if you're not aware of your own values and what's important to you, there is no group you could belong to because you've never experienced real social belonging. So in my case, I wasn't associating at the time with other mothers who had successfully raised children with special needs. I was talking to people who didn't even know the first thing about special needs, and their argument is, he'll grow out of it, or oh, you're one of those mothers who can't manage. It didn't help me because they didn't share my values. They didn't share my subjective map. Okay. And so from the period of 2010 to 2016, 6 years, I was in social scarcity. It was horrific. And so that is one of the beautiful things about coaching is that when you have the right coach that helps you to discover your values, you then get control of your values yourself. You can then find the right social group, which then your money will blossom and bloom and grow because your thinking shifts. Okay. And you see, If your values are so different, and it's usually different because you don't know what they are from the majority, and you don't find a group to belong to, so what do? You isolate yourself, okay? You become almost a hermit, and you say, nobody understands me, nobody is like me, nobody cares. And isolation is usually a strong sign of the scarcity mindset. And you might be saying, but on paper, I have a good job. Why is my life the way it is? Or I should have achieved more than I did at this particular time of my life. Well, here's the thing. There comes a time when you have to be tough. And there comes a time when you have to have a spine of steel. And, when people hurt you, they are acting out of the scarcity mindset. And so in not knowing my values between 2010 and 2016 as a woman in banking, B, a mother with a child with disabilities, and C, a mother with children, because my other son needed love and attention just as much as my child with special needs. So I need to love both of my children. But because I wasn't in the right group, and I didn't have the coaching support I needed for both financial and emotional support, I was just around people who hurt me. And because hurt people. But again, if you understand your values, if you get to know yourself, if you work with a team and such, it makes a difference. And you can always find people with abundance mentality. And not only do they teach, but you in turn can teach others how to live a more positive life because that comes from truth with yourself. So listen, social scarcity, being around people who don't share your values, who is basically telling you the world is coming to an end and have no way to help you to survive the Armageddon. They're just lumping on emotional burdens to you. That's just as real as scarcity as no food in the fridge, no savings in the bank account. And so for this particular cleanse, here's your challenge. You're going to journal when you're acting out of the scarcity mindset. Who do you speak to in your life that always has something negative to say to you, that always carries your energy down? Okay? How much do you rely on those persons for help and support? Now, that may hurt. It may very well hurt to know that your mom is not your supporter or your cheerleader. I had to live with that. Okay, it doesn't mean she's not your mom and it doesn't mean you don't love her. It means you've got to be more mindful of the relationship. You've got to know when to say, can't talk to you today. I need more love and affection than you're capable of giving. Um, Visualize what would happen if you were surrounded by like-minded individuals. Prepare a list of what the world has to offer in terms of social interaction with people who share your values. You've got to get creative. Do you need to join Facebook groups? Do you need to hire a coach? It's time to get creative. Talk to other people. Start to feel out in your network who you can build a relationship with and feel like a winner. Feeling like a winner is a choice. Things may be going so wrong in your life, it's not funny, but you get to choose. You get to choose to feel like a winner because now you know social scarcity exists. Now you know that you have to be careful to be around people who share your values. You have to be careful to be around your energy. You've got to protect your energy, right? Because it influences your money, your free time, your children, your grandchildren, your spouse, your nieces, nephews. Your energy is your gift to the world, and you have to be very, very careful with it. So I want to thank you very much for staying with me in this aspect of the cleanse. I'm Denise Williams, your financial success coach. And this is a 7-day money cleanse where we're going to release money blocks created by 7 layers of scarcity thinking without stress, fear, or anxiety.